Guys, look at this. Look at this little microphone that I have. I feel like a proper podcaster. It's so cute. It's so tiny. I'm kind of obsessed. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you are new. I am Beela. This is my YouTube channel where we do a bunch of stuff. We do a bunch of fun things. We talk, we do some little vlogs. Yeah, and today is the newest episode of my Let's Talk series. If you don't know, basically it is where I sit and I chat with you guys and we get some stuff off our chest or speak about some things that have been changing, that type of thing. So today we're gonna be talking about soft rebranding your life. I'm not talking about a whole big rebrand. I'm not shaving my head and deleting all my socials and moving to Bali. It's very tempting, but that's not what we're doing. It's more like a quiet shift in routine and perspectives and that type of thing, just to kind of find something that better fits the person that you're becoming. So just finding a more natural way without forcing anything, forcing a person that you need to be. I definitely think a lot of us see rebranding on like social media, so like Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. I see it a lot on Pinterest, where you feel like you need to completely change who you are as a person in order to like better yourself. And that can be very overwhelming because drastic change is very scary. And so that's why I'm kind of like more leaning more towards soft rebranding, just because it's nothing intense, it's nothing like super scary. I mean, change in general is always scary, it's always going to be kind of scary, but when change is a bit more gradual, like you're leaning into it, it actually feels a lot better. Like you feel better of like taking these steps to make yourself better. So yeah, that's why we're going to be talking about what a soft rebrand is and how I have been implementing it into my life pre 2026 and getting ready for the new year. So, what exactly is soft rebranding and what does it mean? So, for me, it is basically just the quiet, conscious decisions and changes that you choose to make that align with who you are as a person right now. So, not who you were a year ago, not who you were a couple months ago, who you are right now. Definitely not who people perceive you to be or expect you to be. It's choices that you make and changes that you choose to implement that is going to benefit the person that you are in this very moment. So it is the difference between like a very drastic out there Instagram post of like new year, new me, and the actual quiet behind the scenes things that change that people tend to notice after the fact. And yeah, that to me that's what soft rebranding is. It's, you know, it's like baby steps into like molding and respecting who you are right now. I would definitely say the reason for the soft rebrand would be just this year. Guys, what the hell was this? What 2025 was like actually crazy. I saw somebody on Twitter say, what was it? Like, this has been the longest, shortest year of my life. And I resonate with that so much, guys. Like, it's crazy that when I'm filming this, it's like 3 weeks until the end of the year. So the year, like, time really flew by. Like, my perception of time was so screwed up this year. I never knew what month we were in, and when I did, it was like, oh, already, like that's so crazy. So time flew, but at the same time so much happened, like so much heavy stuff. And I don't say heavy like negatively, like a lot of positive things happen, a lot of negative things happen. So a lot was just happening in 2025. It was definitely a year that has shifted my perspective on a lot of things. it was kind of like a mirror, like into seeing who I really am and who I am moving in the direction of becoming. I had a lot of moments that like forced me to look at what I was tolerating in my life, what I was prioritizing, and what I was allowing into my space. And so I definitely think 2025 was a growth year for me, not just for me, for like everybody that I've spoken to, like my friends and family, and just people I surround myself with. It was definitely a year for growth. Yeah, it was just a year where I definitely grew a lot, and not in like some dramatic overnight type of wake up and you're like completely different. It was a very gradual, very slow, painstaking process. Um, but it was all very necessary. And so the slow, steady change really pushed me into like this whole rebrand thing. Um, I definitely realized that there were habits that I no longer wanted to carry. There were versions of myself that I no longer wanted to be associated with, and just energies that I wish not to take on to the next year of my life. And so, yeah, I think doing this rebrand right now, going into the new year, going into 2026, is definitely something that I think would be very good. Okay, so what exactly are some things that are linked to this rebrand? Number one, I would definitely say is energy protection or like energy shifting. I have realized that I have become a lot less tolerant to things that are disturbing my peace. Like, I avoid situations that would just be considered noise or people that would be considered draining. I definitely think I've like consciously decided that if you are not kind of aligning with my energy, and I say you, I don't mean like a specific person. It could be a situation, it could be it really anything. But if it's not aligning with the energy pocket that I'm in right now, I'm just gonna stay away from it. Like, there's no beef, there's no negative feelings towards any of it, towards people, towards situations, towards habits. It is just that I simply no longer align with this energy, and I wish not to partake. Thank you so much. um so yeah, I think it's definitely been very freeing, like allowing myself to exclude myself from the narrative of that negative energy. Next I would say would be like small routine changes. And I say small because how many of us have like seen people online, like YouTube videos or whatever, of people like having this routine, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to definitely be like on that person's wavelength. And so you're like, next week I'm gonna start doing this, and you do it for like 2-3 days, and then you fall off it, and you just feel like really shit about not sticking to this thing. And so that's why I say small routine changes, because it's like gradual things where like I am not suddenly gonna wake up one day and be like, okay, I'm gonna be a 5 a.m. girly and go to the gym and drink smoothies and all of this stuff. And so doing smaller things that are more attainable and more manageable is a lot better, because missing out on a smaller thing, you give yourself a lot more grace than if you created this whole overhaul and you've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit. Keep in mind, it's okay, it is very much okay to just have a little hiccup now and then. Like, nobody is perfect. Good Lord, nobody is perfect. And so doing smaller changes, you won't feel like guilt tripping yourself. So yeah, so a few routine slash habit changes that I've done, that's been really good for me is I have been better about my screen time. Before, I wouldn't record my screen time at all. Like my screen time, the little app that comes on your phone, mine was not activated because I was like, why must I feel guilty for like how much time I spend on my phone? Until I realized that I was spending an unhealthy amount of time on TikTok. So I've gotten a little bit better with that. Another thing was my sugar intake. Guys, if you saw my first, like, I think it was like the first video I ever put out where I asked you guys, like, guess how many sugars I take? It was an unhealthy amount. It was not okay. So I've definitely been working on my sugar intake. And to be honest, I do feel a little bit better. It was very difficult in the first week. So, um, quick little story time. I don't like brown sugar. I know it's the same, like white sugar is just like more refined, but white sugar just tastes better, guys. So my parents had stopped buying white sugar and there was only brown sugar in the house, so I was kind of forced to like stop taking in so much sugar because I don't like how brown sugar tastes. So yeah, maybe that was a blessing in disguise. So now there is white sugar in the house because I was like, no guys, I'm not doing this. But I've definitely gotten better. I don't take 5 teaspoons of sugar with my tea anymore. I also don't put sugar in my cereal anymore, so that's good. I still do have a massive sweet tooth, but it's gotten better. Another thing I've been doing is allowing myself to have like slower mornings. Just because, guys, like waking up and being stressed about all the things that you need to do does not set like the greatest tone for the day ahead. Like if you wake up and you're like super stressed out about the day you're gonna have, at least for me personally, I know that that just puts me in like a shit mood for the rest of the day, and ain't nobody want to do that, guys. So I give myself enough time to actually get ready for the day. And this kind of links into the next one, which is I have been fixing my sleep schedule. So I am a big time night owl. The time I'm recording this, it is very late. Well, not super late. Like it's late, but it's all right. Um, but I've always been a very big night owl, and so I would go to bed at like 2:33 a.m. every single day, and that's why waking up would always be such a drag, because now it like shifts your whole cycle over, and now I'm waking up 9-10 o'clock. It's not healthy. So I've been fixing my sleep schedule. um and I actually read an article about this because I've tried to do this multiple times. Okay, I have been sleeping horribly for very many years, so I've tried to do this a bunch of times. I would, out of nowhere start going to bed at like 10, 11, sometimes 9 o'clock. But because my body was so used to waking up at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., I would sleep all of that hours. And girl, you should not be sleeping 12 hours. That is not, no, that's not how this works. And then I read, I don't know, some article, I can't remember what article it was, but how you should fix your sleep schedule in intervals. So every couple of nights you should lessen it, like go to bed earlier by 30 minutes, and that's really been helping. So instead of 2:33 a.m. bedtimes, I am now at 12:30 ish, right? Still might not be great for some people. That is what's working for me right now, which we love to see. And yeah, it's kind of like a domino effect of where I'm sleeping better, and so my mornings are better, and my health is better too. Like I get really really bad migraines sometimes, and it's a lot of it is definitely linked to my poor sleeping patterns. And so now that I am slowly fixing it, it's definitely getting better. So that is another small routine change that has actually been helping, that I'm definitely trying to maintain. I'm going to maintain. Another important thing I would say would be allowing yourself to rest. So I am a big homebody, right? And just because I'm at home doesn't mean I'm like not doing things. So obviously I work and I was studying, and so I try to always keep busy because I don't like the feeling of like feeling like you're falling behind, even if you're like completely up to date with your stuff, like all your assignments are done, everything that needs to be done is done, but you still kind of feel like you're behind. I hate that feeling. It makes you just feel bad. So kind of rewiring my brain to not feel guilty about actual rest time. Like, it's okay if you spent like an hour doing nothing. It's okay if you took a nap. It's okay if you off your phone or and watched a movie. It's okay. Like, nothing, I don't ever think anything is so pressing to the fact where it's making you unhappy. um I saw somebody on Twitter. Guys, I spend a lot of time on Twitter, hey. But I saw somebody tweeted, this is my only life. Like, this is our only life. I refuse to spend the one life I have doing things that make me unhappy and then feeling guilty for doing things that do make me happy. That's not, no. The time that I'm spending on this earth is all the time that I have. It's all the time any of us have. And so we should make sure that we're doing things that make our heart, our souls, our minds happy.